You going to mug me?
Am I going to mug you?
Is that gorgeous or what, eh?
And I believe I can run a decent marathon.
Download Veely now.
My name is Prince Africa Zulu.
Prince Remigius Kanakaraja.
Prince Manvendra of Rajpitla.
And I'm a bachelor.
3 princes looking for true love.
To be a woman, that will definitely have to suit my heart.
Who can share my feelings.
Commitment, mutual understanding.
Someone who shares their interests.
Music is my passion.
The music that I enjoy is R&B.
I like to watch horror films, romantic movies.
Somebody British.
I like Princess Diana.
I admire the courage of Elton John.
I think British girls are one of the best people you could ever meet.
And so they came to England.
Would you like to date with me?
To be sure they were loved for themselves and not their throne, they went undercover, living and working like ordinary people.
I want people to love me and not my money.
By the end of their time in the UK, each had found a partner.
Green stuff today.
Thank you. Now the princes have returned home to put their love to the ultimate test.
Coming back was like being imprisoned back to the normal lifestyle which I'm leading here.
Their partners will join them shortly to discover if their relationship is for keeps.
I think Donna could be a Zulu woman and could make a good wife.
At the end of their quest, will the princes have found true love?
It's a little bit like out of a fairy tale, you know?
When I think about it, it just tries to stop me.
And will their partners stay on forever?
I'm going to express my true feelings of my love for her.
This is the final chapter in the story of the Undercover Princes. Following his undercover love quest in Brighton, Crown Prince Manvendra Singh Gohil has returned to India. The 43-year-old gay royal had never been in love until he met Mr. Right in Brighton.
I definitely love him. It's not that I found love in him only in Brighton. If I move out to India, I still love him.
He'll soon be joined by the man of his dreams.
I'm excited, I'm thrilled to be with him because now it is my chance to show him around India. He's coming to a royal palace, so to be a royal guest.
The man in question is Sussex-born Mike.
Well, as you guys probably know, I'm going off to India on Sunday to go and see a closet queen.
You found
who turned out to be a prince.
Did you find it?
Yeah, it's right there. Look. Yeah, look. Isn't it apt for a gay guy?
Yes.
He's got servants for every need, if you get my drift.
Oh.
When he became India's first openly gay royal in 2002, Prince Manvendra caused a national scandal. He outraged his family and 35,000 subjects.
Homosexuality is considered as a taboo. In India, the people don't talk about it, it's always shunned. And most of the people think that we are the greatest sinners of all.
After living in a conservative country, the gay scene in Brighton was a whole new world.
They're all good guys, but what I'm looking for has not come in as yet.
He found 36-year-old Mike. And romance quickly blossomed.
And that's...
Yeah, we had a pleasant evening.
Still see you the same way as I did before, even though you said some things tonight that a lot of people would be shocked with.
Mike was my discovery.
Mike works in a newsagent. The Crown Prince had fallen for a very ordinary British man.
What attracted me towards Mike is his simplicity, his truthfulness, his helpful nature.
That's in the fridge behind you.
When it comes to love, I don't see any kind of caste, religion, or status barrier.
I've got underwear, so I'll put some of that in.
Mike, who lives at home with his mum and dad, has never travelled to India before.
How do you feel about Manny himself, Mike?
Well, we really get on really well, and we're going to go with the flow regarding sex, etc.
Having fallen in love for the very first time, Manvendra has extremely high hopes for the relationship.
It would be my kind of a dream if Mike decides to move down to India and be my companion. If my relationship with Mike gets stronger, we'll be going to a temple just to take his blessings.
After 11 hours of flying and 5 hours of hanging about at airports, Mike still has a very bumpy 2-hour drive to the Pink Palace and his prince.
Nerve-wracking bit is not knowing what to expect, you know. I've seen his palace from pictures, and it looks quite nice from pictures. And, you know, knowing what the reaction will be, his end, from his friends and family, etc.
The Prince of Jaffna, His Royal Highness, Prince Remigius.
4,000 miles away in Durban, His Royal Highness Prince Africa of the Zulu and Queni Royal House has a phone call. It's his fellow prince, Remigius.
Your Grace, how are you? Yes. Yes. I will pass your greetings to Lady Donna.
Romance has not been easy for Prince Africa. Ever since a painful breakup with his only long-term girlfriend, he's found it hard to trust again.
I never really want to get close to people. I've never been close to myself. You know? Excuse me.
In Brighton, at the first hint of dating difficulty,
Bye.
he thought the worst.
She can't see me. I'm beginning to be very negative. I've never heard this. 30 minutes, woman's late. Is she what? Is she Queen of England?
But in the end, his search proved fruitful.
She is the right reason why British girls are so beautiful. She is amazing.
Before he left Brighton, he asked glamorous Sam to join him in his kingdom. But now the ever-impulsive prince has changed his mind and invited Donna instead.
Donna, to me, will be the rising sun. Yeah. With the rising sun, it's just, oh, beautiful, rising, and still even more useful. It's giving me light. Oh, my trees are growing now because of this rising sun.
27-year-old Donna was working in a riding school when she met Prince Africa on a speed date.
So you've never ridden before?
No.
Unlike the other two princes, Africa has yet to reveal his true identity as a prince. Donna still thinks he's just an ordinary bloke from South Africa.
What does he do for a living?
I think he works in a bar. That's what he said.
A bar can be a hut with a wooden shelf and selling bottles of Coke.
Right. You're probably right.
Yeah.
Hello.
Donna, hi.
Hi, Africa. That's my mother.
An honor to talk to you and say hello.
Oh, that's really lovely. Thank you.
Donna, I'm looking forward to see you.
I'll keep my date until the time will come. Very good symbol of my commitment to wait for you, to look forward to see you once again. So I look forward to see you soon, Donna.
Yeah, definitely.
May you keep well.
You too.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye. Take care. Bye.
What's he going to do? What's he going to keep simple? What's that?
I didn't quite catch that. I was going to ask you the same question.
I know for sure that she likes me just like I like her. I know that you can decide even tonight to be lovers.
I thought that might go down.
No, it's not
Donna's now on her way to Durban, and soon the prince will have to come clean about who he really is.
I am telling her tonight. Yes.
In his apartment, he's struggling to form a plan.
It will require some artistic approach, which I hope God will give me when the time comes to talk to her tonight. I don't know how she will react, I have no idea. I have no idea because a lot of women don't like these kind of things. That I know for sure. Yeah.
His Royal Highness Prince Remigius has returned to his life in the Netherlands and to a huge backlog of royal duties.
I have some documents which should be signed and seen by yourself.
Okay.
The prince is heir to the throne of Jaffna in Sri Lanka. His family fled civil war to live in exile in Holland. But Remigius was still raised according to strict royal codes of conduct.
We were not allowed to move much with ordinary people or low-caste people.
Are you all from Brighton? No. So where do you come from? From Big Brighton?
The prince's time undercover allowed him to taste freedoms he'd never tasted before, including the chance to date ordinary English girl, Melissa.
I should be so lucky.
I'm very happy that I met her. I think I made the right choice.
He finally revealed his true identity and asked her to join him in Holland.
Very nice greens.
Thank you. What is your real name?
His Royal Highness Prince Remigius Kanagaraja of Jaffna.
Okay.
Back home, it's hard for the prince to leave behind the freedoms he enjoyed being undercover.
When I think about it, just stop it.
Some specific issues brought to our attention.
In his modest apartment, living life as an exiled royal, the prince now has a problem.
Because you have been quite a while off from working.
Yes, I have to start by next week.
His advisors have reminded him of the rules of royal romance. He now faces a choice all princes face, choosing between their personal desires and their duties as a royal.
I have to get married within the family background. I cannot go out of that because I have been brought up into a very conservative, traditional way.
Could Prince Remigius find love with an ordinary girl? Melissa arrives in the Netherlands, unaware of his dilemma.
Coming to visit the prince and to be shown around is quite overwhelming. It adds to the excitement very much, and adds to nervousness and the excitement and apprehension, I suppose, as well.
Mike finally arrives at the Pink Palace and a reunion with his prince.
You see this guy's in love with you. Yes, I'm in love.
Hello, how are you? It's taken me a long time to get here.
Welcome to Rajpipla.
Hello.
Hospitality, my secretary.
Nice to see you. Fresh flowers.
Yes. So, welcome to the Royal Palace.
Oh, thank you.
Mike, this is my
Hello.
friend.
I'm Deepa.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Mike, this is the King's Palace on the left side, and this is supposed to be the Queen's Palace. And there is
After a traditional welcome, Mike gets a tour of some of the palace grounds.
Could do with another coat of paint there.
Mike and Manvendra began their relationship in liberal, gay-friendly Brighton. But they must live by a very different set of rules here in India.
at least in public or where I'm surrounded by people or where they are, my staff, I would be expecting you to call me by my title. I'm sure you'll get used to it, calling me Prince or calling me Your Highness.
Those codes are even more restrictive outside of the palace, where everybody recognises His Highness.
What would happen if we were to walk down the road holding hands?
You can actually hold, and there's no one will actually take any offense because
I don't think so.
It's so common.
It's common
for
between
men to hold hands and walk.
Yeah, that's common for commoners, but I'm not a commoner, so I don't think I should be doing that because I have to maintain certain amount of dignity in public at least.
If they know you're gay, then They should accept that you want to act gay in public.
Being gay in private is fine for them, but in public they would carry a wrong meaning and wrong impression.
I think it's the same for anyone, isn't it?
Yeah, basically.
In Rajpipla is the start of Navratri, a 9-day festival. Prince Manvendra will be master of ceremonies, and his guest Mike must be dressed like an Indian and not like a tourist.
I think it'll be 38. Wow,
Wow.
looking gorgeous.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Now you look like a prince.
A princess, dear. From Manny's point of view, I'm trying to keep him happy, you know, and but it's not my first choice in colour, no.
On their way back to the palace, they stop off at a local sightseeing spot. Despite the royal restrictions, the prince hasn't left all of his sense of adventure behind in Brighton.
I always like to see young guys in the topless, without shirts. Yeah, he's cute.
Would you know any of these people?
No, but maybe they would know me if they've seen me in the photographs or something.
And why are the cattle in the water as well?
Oh, they're also having a good time.
In Durban, Donna arrives for her reunion with Africa.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Donna.
And at last he must reveal who he really is.
Thank you. Thanks. Hello. How are you?
The modest prince has asked the waitress to drop a hint by addressing him by his full title.
Prince Africa, may I ask you a drink, please? Thanks.
When Donna misses the clue, Africa has to find a way to tell her himself.
When I spoke to you about the commander of the Royal Street, that man is His Royal Highness the Prince of Mongweni, the true sense. The descendant of Prince Shingan and from the house of Mongweni.
I was kind of surprised to discover that Africa is a prince. Yeah, and you know, everyone likes a palace, don't they? It is exciting, actually, the whole sort of being shown around Africa by a prince.
The next day, Prince Africa takes Donna to explore the Zulu kingdom, an area twice the size of Northern Ireland. They head north into rural KwaZulu. It's prize-giving day at the Vumabakashoyu Primary School. Today he's the guest of honour, and Donna gets to see His Royal Highness in action.
I pray that the Almighty God will help the principal to carry ahead his vision, her vision, in expanding this school more about.
All right, stay.
Let me take a picture with you.
Oh, you just stood right in the middle of it.
Prince Africa spent all of his time in Brighton searching for his ideal English woman.
High fives! Hey!
With Donna, his search may be over.
She reminded me of the Princess of Wales, my favorite princess of all times, Princess Diana.
Okay, bye everyone, bye. Bye.
Africa's next stop is at the home of a traditional Zulu craftswoman.
Sunborn.
Zulus who fancy each other send beads with coded messages about how they feel. The different combinations of colours all have different meanings.
I want to get one for Donna. Those are going to express my true feelings of my friendship and love for her. And that I would like us to grow from friendship to something more than friendship.
Prince Africa must also attend a meeting of the royal household. He has plenty of experience of politics like this, but less so of love. And he's doing something today that he's never done before.
I don't take women to introduce them to my family. I don't do that. But with the owner, it was a special, and she had to come and meet them.
Later, the family get to meet Donna. And little does she know they're already making plans.
I think Donna could be a Zulu woman and could make a good wife. I think she's going to be a good princess.
In The Hague, Melissa is about to meet Prince Remigius for the first time since Brighton.
I don't really feel very different to how I did when I met him. I still very much see him as Remy.
Looking forward to it. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm very
nice
well.
to see you. Welcome to the Netherlands and home.
The prince begins with a tour of his kingdom in exile.
We throw for good luck.
For good luck?
Yeah.
Is this, yeah?
I wish someday I can return to my country, and I'm also happy that Melissa is here, and I hope she also visits Sri Lanka. They will not allow you.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's stunning, isn't it?
Amazing.
Probably this one will fit her.
Yeah, it's just like a surprise.
Soon, the prince will have to discuss his dilemma with Melissa. But for the moment, they're just having fun.
We also can like... Oh, my phone is ringing. Just excuse me.
Can I speak to Prince Remigius?
Is it Prince Manvendra Singh?
Yes, Your Highness. How are you?
Actually, Malaysia is here with me.
How is it going with her?
Everything is going good with her. How is life with you going on there?
Yeah, it's going fine with me too here, with Mike here. I'm also showing him around our culture.
Please convey my regards to all the members of the royal family back home, and also
Sure.
And I'll speak to you soon, and may God bless you.
Okay, thank you, Your Highness.
Bye. It's nice, it's nice.
Mike has been staying alone at a local hotel. He's had no chance at all to be alone with the prince.
Hi, Mike. Welcome back.
So is there anywhere we could actually go which would be more private?
Yeah, there is a place here. We could go there.
It's a sharp contrast to gay-friendly Brighton.
So if I was to kiss you like this, you'd like that?
Yeah, definitely.
But if I was to kiss you in a different way, how would you would react to that?
Well,
if I was to kiss you, for instance, like this. Now, how did you find that kiss?
That was marvelous. Yeah. Well, this is the terrace here. So, Mike, I think this could be a good private part to ourselves. You think so? It's good to be. It's on the height.
Should we go stand over there and look over the mountain? So, is this all your land as well?
Part of it.
How far would it go?
Well, it would go down those tall trees you can see. It's called the sunset point.
Yeah.
So, it's romantic to have a sun setting.
It's nice and romantic, you know, and it's probably difficult for you because you're always looking over your shoulder. I notice now you're looking over your shoulder in case people are looking from down below and looking to see what we're doing.
Yeah, or peeping through the windowsills or from behind the trees.
But it would be nicer to have more public contact as
somebody coming.
So, yeah, it would have been nicer to be more public together, but it's difficult, you know, under the circumstances.
Publicly, some things which whatever happens over here happens under a lot of fear because
so you mean your
I've
gay lifestyle?
being watched over here all the time. I'm scared of the society as such. That's the reason I keep myself in the dignified position.
Yes, I understand that, yeah.
Although the prince came out 2 years ago, his royal family still struggle to deal with it. Manvendra has never even spoken about it with his father, the Maharaja.
We feel that something is not good, that you should be so much open. We don't want to talk anything much about what his activities are there, because we tried earlier to see that he keeps them, you know, under control. We don't keep on, you know, increasing something more and more.
The Maharaja hasn't even confirmed that Manvendra will succeed him to the throne. Tonight, the prince and his father have to open the annual festival of Navratri. Prince Manvendra hasn't said that Mike is his boyfriend, but he's making a bold statement by inviting Mike to join him on the royal podium.
My father, His Highness, feel happy if I had a female companion. At least I am quite firm in my belief that I don't want to get married to a woman because I don't wish to spoil someone's life. And so that's it. It has to be accepted by him. We'd like to dance. Let's go in and see something. Yeah?
After Donna's approval by the royal family, they visited Sangoma. He's a clairvoyant shaman who can tell her what her dead ancestors predict for her future.
You are going to get a husband soon. Your ancestors are planning your betrothal.
All right.
Otherwise, going to have space.
The princes and their partners have spent 3 days together as they put their relationships to the test. Things are going well for Prince Africa and Donna. But the early hopes of Prince Manvendra and Mike are being tested by the realities of gay life in India.
Oh my word. It's beautiful.
Remigius and Melissa have had fun so far, but royal protocols state he must take a noble for his queen. Will their partners stay on forever? Only time will tell. Today is an important day in the Netherlands. The prince will introduce Melissa to some of his closest advisors.
May I introduce you, Melissa?
Hi, nice to meet you. Hi.
But those advisors have a very clear view of how the prince should live his life and the sacrifices that requires.
If you want to be a leader, you have to give the example. You have to be perfect on everything. You have to have a moral conduct. And you cannot mess around.
I believe his aim now is to find a royal bride. It's essential for him that his bride is of royal background. Absolutely essential.
The prince has come to a difficult decision.
It is very important for me to settle down in my life now and to find the right partner who will be able to follow my duties and to follow the rules of the royal house. So I had to follow the protocol. As you know that I have got my duties and my things, I have to, if I'm settled, getting down in my life, I'll be honestly to say I have to settle down someone within the rules and within the family backgrounds and things. I hope you understand that.
Yes, I do.
And I would like to continue as a good friend.
Okay.
Is that okay?
That's absolutely fine.
Okay, I would like to see that as a good friend. At least I'll be proud to say that I have got a good friend whom I met as an ordinary person. I'm happy because you're a lovely person, I can say.
Initially, I was a little confused as to why he dated people like me, ordinary people. However, thinking about it, I've come to realise that it was probably a lot to do with wanting to experience life as an ordinary person without the protocol.
In Rajpipla, Mike and Prince Manvendra are at the next of the royal festivals. Manvendra's royal position means the official engagements come thick and fast. He's forever in the public eye. So he and Mike must remain at a distance.
I wish Manny could be more open. If this relationship does go any further, it's going to be very difficult for me to interact and for me to be accepted. At the moment, I'm classed as Manny's friend, and people here within India are being very nice to me. But if they knew that I was gay, would they still have the same attitude towards me?
Back in the UK, Mike and his prince had a much steamier time.
How do you feel then regarding us?
I feel quite hot and horny.
In what respect, hot and horny?
To see you here in this sexy little outfit here.
The festival is over, and Prince Manvendra and his father have departed, but they've left Mike behind.
I don't exactly know what to do now. His secretary should have explained to me what was the next procedure.
Mike finally finds the prince back at the palace.
Would it be possible to stay with you at your palace?
Because of the palace rules are strict, and it's not permissible to be staying here. So I guess that's difficult for me to.
Well, what about if you stayed at my hotel?
Oh, that would be possible. But today has been a very busy day for you as well as me.
Busy day for everyone?
Yeah.
Would you like to stay this evening?
I don't think so. Today evening I'm quite tired, so I'm having this pain in my stomach and I maybe wanting to go out.
We will see each other tomorrow?
Yeah, I hope so.
And is it permitted for a kiss or not possible?
Yeah, you can. I'm sorry, I'm not feeling well at all today.
Because there's no one around.
Yeah.
And I will see you tomorrow.
Yeah, okay. Bye. Take care.
Good night.
Mike is left alone again.
When I came out from England, I didn't expect the treatment or the reaction that I'm getting now, you know, from a prince or someone that supposedly wants to have a relationship. I'm getting the opposite exactly, you know. I'm getting like that I'm the second person in the relationship, and I'm being left to fend for myself.
Up you go. And we go. You're up.
Having first dated on a pony trek in Brighton, Africa and Donna are now back in the saddle.
They do that very strange.
A lot of people are ostrich in life. They never get to finish anything.
Oops. You're right there. He's saying, don't make me.
But horses can be tricky.
He's stopping.
Oh, give him a kick. Kick him. Do you trust him? Because it's only if they do it when you don't want them to that it's dangerous.
Yeah, they are like women.
Oh, they are like women.
You must trust them with your life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Until one day you come home and they never wake up.
Do you not trust women?
I do trust women in general.
Just not when you're living with them.
You have to say? Okay. No. What do you say?
No chance.
Try this one.
Prince Africa is teaching Donna the Zulu alphabet.
Hey,
C.
C.
I'm trying to. I can't get the.
Say.
C.
Africa's ex-girlfriend also struggled with the language.
My last. She was Tracy. She's in London. If we do so well together, Tracy, we have kids one day, and are you prepared that those kids learn Zulu and those kids they learn proper culture, you know, so this stuff, which is very important.
Yeah.
Than just love. And she didn't understand it quite, and I thought she was joking. Every time I brought it up 5 times, then I also make my own decision that, you know what, it's impossible. Your past relationship, how long it was?
Which ones?
The last one, very last one.
It wasn't that long. It was less than 6 months.
Wow. Such a very short reign. What happened?
Lots of things happened. Let's talk about something else. There's certain things I just don't like talking about, so. Yeah.
We leave no room for anybody. I asked her about the ex-boyfriend life, and I've told her about my ex-girlfriend. This I've never told to anybody, to you, to my cat that is unknown there, before that I have not yet bought, to my dying dog that I have not yet buried because I don't have. But I told it to her, this, and I was hoping I was going to trade my ex-girlfriend story for her ex-boyfriend story. In that way, we could be equal, to be one-on-one. And even when I offered my hand to her, she asked why. I think there is a little problem.
Melissa is also smarting from her recent rejection.
Good morning. How are you? I'm keeping fine, thank you very much. Did you sleep well?
I slept very well, thank you.
But she has a plan.
I have something I'd like to ask you.
What is that? Tell me.
We've talked about all your memories of Brighton and how meaningful that was to you. I'd really like to show you some of Amsterdam.
Amsterdam?
And recapture some of Brighton where we can go undercover together.
During his month undercover in Brighton, Prince Remigius lived a very different life.
As a heir to the throne, in my country they were never allowed to do these type of things. But I'm happy that I have done something like this, and I like to do it again. This is all fun for me, which I have missed during my childhood because I had to take a lot of things serious in my life. If I was not born as a prince, I'll be the most happiest person, I think.
Can Melissa revive that Brighton spirit in the prince and recapture his heart?
Do you know which way we go?
I don't know, where do you want to go?
This is the best part, I think. You ask, I'm inviting you for the cycle, and I'm taking you to show Amsterdam, and at the end of the day, I'm showing Amsterdam. What life? Hi guys, bye-bye. You guys are kissing. You don't worry about me. You don't worry about me. You just take. You have to go straight because 2 people cannot cycle here. Because there's a train path and everything is danger.
Their day has been fun, but will the prince change his mind?
I don't know, lead that undercover life more. There were the aspects of what you've done that you think, actually, I'd love to be able to cycle around Amsterdam every day. Or...
Yes, that's right. Like, see, now You have been born and you have been brought up in a different ways, cultural things. You cannot just abandon them.
Yeah, of course.
That is the most important thing.
So are there things that you've done in Brighton that you think you will maybe try and start to enjoy over here a little bit?
No. That is Brighton story is finished. Chapter is closed. Here I will go ahead.
When you come and visit me, you'll be undercover in Brighton again, yes?
No.
No?
No.
Sometimes I feel like I miss the Remy that it could have been. There's a part of me that does look back and realise that I didn't perhaps appreciate the moments that we did share and the fun that we did have. I've come to realise how very much Prince Remigius doesn't believe that those moments will happen again.
Thank you very much. See this one also.
Mike has turned up at the palace to get some answers from Prince Manvendra. But the prince is asking questions of his own.
I feel that there is no clarity at the moment with regards to the relationship. There is a lot of doubt and there's a lot of ifs and buts. On one angle, if given a choice, we would like to go in for a relationship. And on the other hand, it's my position in the society. The fact is that I've just come out of my closet and declared to the world around 2 years ago that I'm gay. And now that if this is going to be a second coming out that I'm going into a relationship with a guy. I mean, I've just recently been accepted into the people and this might come as another shock.
In Brighton too, the prince was under pressure to sacrifice his sexuality for the sake of his throne.
In the situation of royalty, kings and princes don't have certain opinions or decisions that you can do in life because anything that you do wrong, the whole institution will be judged by.
This is disgrace for all the royalty. If I come as saying to declare that I am gay, then I will never do things as what you have done.
Royal Museum.
But before the prince and Mike can talk, they meet the Maharaja. He has something for Mike to see.
Ancestral marble throne.
That's someone's bed.
No, this is not the bed, this is the throne.
Would the throne be used now if your son, the prince, was the next person in line? Would he have a chance to use the throne?
Yeah, as a successor, he definitely, he has this thing to...
The Maharaja has dropped a bombshell.
I like the way Mike asked this question to my father, King. Would the prince ever get a chance to use the throne? And my father said, yes, certainly when he succeeds me, he would be using this throne as the next king. And that was quite a reliever for me that, yes, he is, first time maybe has kind of declared that I would be the next king after him.
But it means a future relationship with Mike would be even more difficult.
Mike, I think you will have some good time together, some private moments to share and talk about. What do you think our relation is? How is it going about?
Been really nice and kind and all that, but on the relationship side, you've been very cold and very one-sided. You've not exactly been open and frank and told me exactly how the gay relationship would end up.
I mean, I'm yet open for a relationship, but that would be to sacrifice my kingship and become a commoner again. I mean, that's the only way out, because if I have to live in this family, this status, then there is no way I can see myself living with a guy.
So basically, what do you think the next best course of action is? We could still try and have some sort of relationship. I know it's not going to be the ideal one, and I know we're not going to have a long-term relationship, but...
No, but honey, I do like you. We'll try to make the best of what we have.
We'll still have a friendship and a bond together.
Definitely.
So, I am disappointed, but I'm not disappointed at the fact that at least I know now that we can salvage something from this mess and become good friends.
The Zulu prince has taken Donna to the battlefield of Isand Luana. His great-grandfather was a commander in the Zulu army that defeated the British here in 1879.
Hey. Cheese.
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 The graves here only mark the British who fell.
It is a grave, I was just getting on it.
It's just by coincidence, only white boys died.
Well, it's not a coincidence, is it?
These are white boys who died here. And so, do you know how many Zulus died here? Millions of Zulus died here.
But
Now, like this thing, we are coming here to see all these British graves. You know, why in Zululand am I gonna come here and see the British grave for what? For goodness sake, you know, we need proper history.
But you need to be responsible for that yourself.
Both British and the Zulus fought and died. So we need to know where the Zulus were buried and then where the British were buried. Now that is a full history.
I think the Zulu should have their own monuments to mark their victory. But I don't. But I think there's a tendency in Britain to feel guilty about our colonial past, and I don't really agree with that, because it is part of our history and it was an achievement of its own. Obviously, mistakes were made, but I think they need to be taken in historical context, and it was a very different time then. The past is the past.
I'm glad you realize that the British were very wrong, and there's very few people who admit such mistakes, that history has not done so well. You are very responsible.
No, I think that most...
To talk like that, so brave, and acknowledge that the British were wrong. We are clear now because we have one opinion. That's why I came here, you'll agree with me the whole day today.
I'm not going to agree with you the whole day today.
Tomorrow I'll agree with you the whole day tomorrow.
No, I don't think so.
Have we grown closer to each other?
I'm not sure. What do you think?
I'm sure of me. I think I like you. I'm very happy about that.
Yeah.
And I'm very comfortable with you. But what do you think? Do you think this is a guy that you might like as your man?
Yeah, I think like we've got on well, you know, at certain times, but I think like especially a long distance relationship where it's like a 12-hour flight is quite a big commitment, and I think that we'd have to get to know each other a bit more still.
Donna, me, I'm comfortable enough that I'll be happy to have you as my girlfriend.
Thank you.
And that is the most difficult thing to say on earth.
Want to get to know you kind of a bit better.
If you like somebody, and go with that person. If you don't like that person, do not. There will always be excuses, but people who want to be together, they will always find a way. Donna does not like me, and I can't tell if she ever came here to know about me.
I suppose the difficulty has come not so much from us being opinionated, but from that exchange of ideas not happening, and instead it's just kind of turned into a bit of a rub, I guess, kind of a bit of a sticky situation.
I know from today that love does not, it's a separate institution, it's complicated. It doesn't mean that if you understand power games and diplomacy, you necessarily understand to make the right choice for your heart. I wish I had known these things far earlier. I would have not had so much expectations about Donna. I think we must stop this. This game, it's not working. No bit for Donna. Not for friendship. Not for love. We will not go anywhere with Donna. It's done. Not Donna. Not tomorrow. This is it. This is it.
Having failed to change the prince's mind, Melissa is still not sure what went wrong. She has one last chance to ask the difficult questions.
Wow, it's really nice.
You like it?
Very much.
Oh, you're so welcome.
It did confuse me a little bit. Because we've been such good friends and we had such enjoyable times. I don't think given flowers and being told that you're a prince, it's a little bit like out of a fairy tale, you know? And it did make me think, especially in English culture, if someone gives you flowers and says you're my English rose, it gives an impression of perhaps something more being there.
Okay. The thing is, see, that's what I say. Sometimes people can take me wrong if they don't really understand me. You have to follow your duties. And for me, is the more important, whichever I take a decision or do anything, the protocol.
If I'm honest, there's a little bit of me that misses Remy. Did really feel quite sad. And also, I felt really sad knowing that Prince Remigius would probably continue living his life by his protocol. It just struck me as being just really heartbreaking.
I don't mind that I'm losing and I'm losing my happiness. Because once, if you are, that's what I say, this is only once you get in a lifetime to live in this world to do your things. So I'll be proud to sacrifice my life for my people, and which I've been doing now. And whatsoever comes, because for me is, I want to see that my people living happy.
Before Mike came to India, Prince Manvendra had planned a ceremony where they would bond as lovers. But now, it will mark their friendship.
My biggest disappointment is that I came to Brighton in search of love, and I did fall in love, but then I could not carry forward that relationship in the way I wanted to.
It's 10:30, and Donna is on the beach in Durban for a last meeting with Prince Africa.
Well, I've just arrived here. I was kind of expecting to meet Prince Africa, but I've just had a text message saying that he's not now coming to meet me. He's decided not to, even though it's my last day here. It just seems a bit childish, you know, sort of to say, well, if you don't want to go out with me, then I'm never going to speak to you again, and not even tell me that, really, himself, just to sort of not really show up. It's a bit of a weird thing to do.
Things haven't worked out for Donna in Africa. But then, Donna didn't come to South Africa to meet a prince. She came to hang out with a barman.
I'm not just a friend who was a barman. I'm probably her master. And we are not equals. And this is a fate of life. I'm glad it's finally over. I'm actually much better with that love. I am much better. There's just some more important things to do than to think about my own personal self, falling in love. I have to search for solutions to deliver to those people a bigger and a better future. If you hear about Moses, you don't hear about his wife. Certain people, they are called for bigger things.
Within my heart, I still like him and I still love him as an individual. If I would have been a commoner, it would have been easier for me to have a relationship with him. At least I found love in somebody rather than going empty-handed. I'm very positive in life, that sooner or later I might find my Mr. Right.
So, by the end of their quest, none of the undercover princes did find their perfect partner. But whilst these three royals have failed, there are plenty more princes out there ready to begin the hunt.
Hi, I'm Shiv Pratap Singh, Prince of Madhugarh.
My name is George.
My father was a prince, and his father was a prince, and father of his father was a prince.
This is my palace. I have 2 wives, my goats.
My interests are horse riding, shooting.
Also, I have 3 donkeys.
It is prestigious for a bride to get married in my royal family because our history is very big and it includes lots of brave people in it.